Welcome to this video. Have you ever wondered how different your life could be if you had known the right things earlier? Often, we feel like it's too late to make changes, but the truth is, as we get older, things become clearer. We begin to understand what really matters in life, what brings peace, and what truly lasts. In your 60s, 70s, and beyond, many people begin to realize what they didn't fully understand before. They start to see what really brings happiness and fulfillment. But here's the thing, the sooner we realize these truths, the more we can transform our lives, from our happiness to our relationships and even our sense of purpose. In this video, I'm going to share 5 life-changing realizations that wise older adults often come to understand. These 5 lessons can dramatically shift the way we live, love, and find fulfillment, especially in our later years. So stay with us until the end, because you'll discover how understanding these 5 things isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. With more clarity, joy, and purpose than ever before. Let's dive in. When we're younger, we often think that money, status, or success are the most important things in life. We chase what seems like the big achievements. However, as we grow older, we start to realize something deeper. Time and energy are actually the most valuable currencies. Every day, we're given a limited amount of time. And just as importantly, we have limited energy. These two resources can't be bought back once they're spent. So, how we manage our time and energy becomes the key to how we experience our lives. As we begin to understand this, we become more selective about what's worth our attention. Take Alan, for example, a 73-year-old man who used to say yes to every invitation, every request, every favor. He felt the need to be there, to help, and to contribute, even if it meant sacrificing his own happiness. But one day, while sitting alone on his porch reading a book he loved, Alan realized how much joy he had been sacrificing for obligations that didn't truly matter to him. From that day on, Alan learned to say no with grace and yes with intention. His days became fuller, yet lighter. He no longer felt burdened by commitments that didn't align with his values. Instead, he began to focus on the things and people that truly nourished him. Once you realize that time and energy are limited, you begin to protect them more wisely. You become more intentional about how you spend your time and with whom. Life is no longer lived by default or routine, instead, it's lived with purpose and focus. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. Start guarding your time and energy as if they were treasures. Not everything or everyone deserves a place in your life. When you start being more selective, you'll fill your days with experiences and people that bring joy, not drain it. And in doing so, you'll give yourself the greatest gift of all, a life lived with intention, not by default. When we're in our 20s and 30s, good health often feels automatic. We don't think twice about it. We feel strong, energetic, and invincible. But as we age, we start to realize that health is not something we can simply take for granted. Health is something we build, day by day, with every choice we make. Every small decision matters. What we eat, how much we move, when we rest, and how we manage stress, all of these choices add up over time. At first, the changes may seem invisible, but as the years pass, those choices either lead to vitality and resilience, or to frailty and limitation. Take Barbara, for example, a 68-year-old woman who went to her routine checkup only to find that her blood pressure was climbing. Rather than panic, she chose to make some small but impactful changes. She began taking short walks every morning, replaced soda with water, and practiced deep breathing for a few minutes each night. Within a year, her blood pressure stabilized, and more importantly, she felt stronger, steadier, and more in control of her health. The little decisions she made each day added up and gave her a sense of empowerment over her own well-being. This is a powerful reminder that health is not a given, and it's certainly not something we can rely on luck for. It's a direct result of the choices we make. Every decision we make about our health, no matter how small, compounds over time and shapes the quality of our life in later years. Think of your body like a garden. The more you nourish it with care, the better it will grow. You can't control everything about aging, but you can control how much love, respect, and attention you give to the body that carries you through it. So don't wait for health problems to force you to take action. Start taking care of your body today, because the small habits you form now will determine how strong, how vital, and how independent you feel in the future. As we journey through life, it's easy to believe that strong relationships are built on constant agreement, flawless communication, and never making mistakes. We think that in order to have lasting, meaningful relationships, everything must be perfect. But the truth is, lasting relationships thrive on two key things: forgiveness and presence. Perfection is an illusion. Misunderstandings happen. Hurt feelings occur. But the relationships that stand the test of time are the ones where forgiveness and understanding are chosen over being right. It's about valuing the connection and the person more than any conflict or disagreement. Take Frank and Helen, a couple in their early 80s who celebrated 60 years of friendship before Helen passed. Frank often says, "We disagreed plenty, but every time, we asked ourselves, is this bigger than what we have?" And the answer was always no. This shows us that it's not about avoiding conflict. It's about how we respond to it. The couples and friendships that endure for decades are the ones where conflict is met with grace, patience, and a willingness to stay present with each other, even through difficult times. Presence matters just as much as forgiveness. Being truly there for the people you love means more than perfect timing or perfectly crafted words. It's about the quiet moments shared together, whether it's a hand on the shoulder, a gentle word of comfort, or just being there without trying to fix anything. When you understand that relationships are nourished by forgiveness and presence, you stop chasing impossible ideals of perfection. You stop trying to make everything perfect and instead focus on building something real, something beautiful, and something enduring. True connection isn't about being flawless. It's about being present, about choosing to forgive, and about valuing the people who matter most. When we stop striving for perfection, we create space for the kind of deep, lasting relationships that bring us true joy. When we're younger, joy often feels effortless. It's woven into new experiences, milestones, and the sheer novelty of life. We find joy in the little things without even thinking about it. But as we grow older, we begin to understand that joy doesn't just show up on its own. It's something we must actively cultivate. Waiting for happiness to come to us, especially as we age, often leads to disappointment. But when we choose to seek joy, when we choose to create it, we transform even the simplest of days into something rich and meaningful. Think about Doris, a 76-year-old woman who, after retiring, decided to make it her goal to learn something new every month. One month, she learned how to bake sourdough bread. Another month, she took a painting class. And yet another month, she started birdwatching in her backyard. These small adventures kept her days fresh and her heart light, even during seasons of loss and change. Doris didn't wait for happiness to find her. She actively sought it, through curiosity, gratitude, and engagement with the world around her. And by doing so, she created a life full of joy and fulfillment, no matter her circumstances. True joy isn't something we stumble upon, it's something we build, day by day, choice by choice. Researchers in positive aging often emphasize that small daily practices of gratitude, curiosity, and engagement are far more powerful than chasing big, dramatic moments of happiness. If you want to cultivate joy in your own life, start small. Look for beauty in everyday moments. Seek out new experiences, try new hobbies, or simply take time to appreciate the things around you. Even on the tough days, choosing joy, even in its simplest form, makes a huge difference. Don't wait for joy to find you. Actively create it, and you'll find that your life will be full of meaning, even when things are not perfect. Joy isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's something that, with intention, we can nurture every day. As we grow older, we often find ourselves holding on tightly to many things, possessions, roles, expectations, and even old identities. We fear that letting go means losing something valuable. But as time passes, we come to realize that letting go isn't a sign of weakness or defeat. It's actually a quiet, courageous strength. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing that change is part of living well. It means releasing what no longer serves us, what no longer brings us joy or purpose, so that we can create space for new opportunities, experiences, and people who can enrich our lives. Think of Eugene, an 82-year-old man who made the difficult decision to sell the family home where he and his late wife had raised their children. At first, it broke his heart. That home was full of memories, and letting go of it felt like losing a part of himself. But when he moved into a smaller apartment near his grandchildren, something surprising happened. He realized that he hadn't left his memories behind. He had simply made space for new ones. The memories weren't lost, they were carried with him. Eugene learned that by letting go of the old, he had opened himself to new experiences and a renewed sense of peace. Letting go might mean giving up old possessions that no longer fit your life. It could mean stepping away from responsibilities that once defined you. It might even mean forgiving yourself for dreams that never came to fruition. But when you understand that letting go is an act of strength, not loss, you free yourself to live more lightly and more flexibly. Letting go doesn't make us weaker, it makes us stronger. It allows us to embrace change, to adapt, and to live with more peace, freedom, and purpose. We no longer have to be tethered to the past. Instead, we can look ahead with a clearer, lighter heart. Remember, the ability to release what no longer serves us is one of the greatest predictors of emotional resilience. Letting go doesn't mean we're giving up, it means we're making room for new, beautiful experiences and allowing ourselves to grow with grace. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on the 5 life-changing realizations we've explored together. These 5 lessons can truly transform the way we live, especially as we grow older. First, we've learned that time and energy are our most valuable currencies. How we choose to spend these precious resources shapes the quality of our lives. Being intentional with our time and energy allows us to create a life that truly aligns with what matters most. Second, we've come to understand that health is a daily choice, not a given. The small decisions we make each day, what we eat, how much we move, and how we manage stress, add up over time. By prioritizing our health now, we ensure a better future. Third, we've realized that relationships thrive on forgiveness and presence, not perfection. It's not about avoiding conflict or always being right, but about valuing connection and choosing to forgive and be present with those we love. Fourth, we've discovered that joy must be actively cultivated, not waited for. Happiness doesn't just appear on its own, it's something we must create through small, daily choices. By choosing joy, we can transform even the simplest days into meaningful ones. Finally, we've recognized that letting go gracefully is a strength, not a loss. Letting go of what no longer serves us allows us to create space for new experiences and growth. It's a powerful act of freedom and peace. As you think about these 5 insights, which one resonates most with you? Which lesson are you ready to embrace today? I encourage you to take these lessons to heart and begin applying them in your life right now. The small changes you make today can lead to a more fulfilled, peaceful, and purposeful life. Thank you for joining us today. If you found value in this video, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below sharing one insight that stood out to you, and how you plan to bring it into your life moving forward. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who may benefit from these insights. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful content to inspire and inform. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.